Welcome to Climb a Mountain, an indie author's journey podcast diary. Follow Riley each week as he charts the progress of his indie author business. What are his plans? What will he try next? How are his book sales going? What can you learn from his experience? This is the Climb a Mountain podcast diary, and here is your host, Riley Morrison.
Greetings everyone, it's Riley Morrison once again, and I know I haven't been making many videos, but this one had to be made, and I am planning on making videos again a bit more regularly. It's currently the 18th of November, and this video should have been made on November 15th, because November 15th marks the 2-year anniversary since I started self-publishing. But anyway, I've been busy, I guess I'll just put it that way, from work issues, health issues, life issues in general type thing. This year has been very difficult for me, and I made some big plans in my last video like this last November 15th, and I believe I said something along the lines of I wanted to release 8 to 10 books this year, and I wanted to make like $16,000, like pretty much double what I'd made last time, and all the rest of it. So I guess you're gonna have to sit back and listen to see if I even hit any of my goals, considering all that I had going on. Since making the last one of these videos, I've managed to get out a fair few Raid Slayer books. I got out book 2 in December, book 3 came out in March, book 4 came out in September, so a big 6 months break in between books 3 and 4, and book 5 came out in late October, so just before November. And like I said, I'd planned to get between 8 and 10 books out this last year, and I managed to get those 4 books out and that's it. Not to say I didn't write other books, I did, and I'll be talking more on that later. And I've mentioned how I was co-writing a book. That's still happening. It's just a bit of a delay now, so I'm hoping we'll get back to that again soon. So I have been busy, and especially Raid Slayer 5 ended up being one of the longest books I have ever written. It ended up between, I think it was about 97,000 words when it was done. So it's a big book. And now there's 5 books out in the Raid Slayer series, and that's been great. I might make a video covering that one day, and just to showing you some ideas of what you can do once you have a bit of a lengthy series out there, because it's opened me up to a whole lot of options I didn't have before when I only had 2 or 3 books in the series type stuff. So yeah, I'm hoping book 6 will be out before too long, and it's probably going to be an 8-book series now, which is pretty crazy from how I originally planned it to be, just these short erotica lit RPG things, and yeah, now it's become, I suppose, in some ways my magnum opus, to put it mildly. And quickly, before I start going into the money side of things, here's my Raid Slayer book, the original one on Amazon. It has 22 ratings now, but yeah, it's still got a a lot of 1-star reviews. It's incredibly mixed between the 1 stars and the 5 stars, as you can see. The funny thing is, on Goodreads it's actually mostly 4 stars and then 5 stars, and yeah, there's hardly any 1s or 2 stars. So I know a lot of authors claim that Goodreads is harsher than Amazon, but I haven't found that. Yeah, like just the amount of 1 stars reviews this book's got, most of them have said the same thing, that the heroine women are pretty cardboard cutout types. Anyway, probably some of it's valid criticism. Like I said, this book has just changed scope multiple times during writing it, as well as the rest of the series, I guess. And anyway, the women are a lot more complex, and you know, they grow as characters and all the rest of it throughout the series. I mean, as you can see, that most of these ones don't have many reviews, but if you actually go to Goodreads, they've got a lot more reviews and ratings on them. Books 2 and onwards are rated very well, especially the book 3, 4 and 5. It's almost all 5-star reviews, so readers obviously love the books. And there's a big drop off in readership between books 1 and 2, but I think that's more to do with the fact a lot of people just don't know the rest of the series is out, and I've never spent enough money on ads to really get them out there. And that's something I'm going to be working on. I'll probably talk a bit about that for next year. I've got big plans, so I intend to really step up my game. Yeah, I mean, even here on Amazon, they're pretty good reviews. I mean, these ones don't have enough to reviews to matter, but Book 2's got 6 reviews, and I believe most of them are 5 stars. Well, there you go, almost 60% 5 stars, and then a couple of the 4 and 3 stars. So I thought after having a break for 6 months that I might have sort of killed the series. It was a bit over 6 months, but I was a bit surprised at how well books 4 and 5 have done. I mean, they're not like best-selling masterpiece or anything like that, but for me personally, they've done well, and they've picked up, like, they've definitely helped the series type stuff. So I really hope that by releasing book 6 again, that it, I guess, surprises me and the series does even better. And I can obviously spend a lot more on ads and stuff now that I have so many books in this series. And for the first time ever, I priced Raid Slayer 5 as $4.99 US. So I'm trying different pricing models, and I've reduced book 1 to 99 cents, which seems to have helped with sales and getting people into the series. Okay, as to the numbers side of things, for starters, this will be in Australian dollars, and this is my total income now. Now, I had to actually look up my YouTube video I made on my sales data for the year because I can't find the screenshots I took from my 1 year of self-publishing and how much I'd earned. Here is a snapshot of the video on YouTube of my 1 year anniversary in Australian dollars of how much I earned, so 8,120. Now compare this from where it is now, 14,203. I didn't do too bad, I guess. It's what, $6,000 or $7,000 or whatever it is. Like, it isn't 16,000 like I'd planned, but I still think I did pretty well considering all the health problems and everything else I've had going on this year. So most of that money's obviously come from the Raid Slayer series, but not all of it. Vasari has sold a fair few copies this year, and my other books, my Lost Sun books, are basically dead. They've probably made $20 in the last year or something. So yeah, it's definitely primarily Raid Slayer. Now here's that figure in American dollars, 10,164. So not too bad. I often see posts on 20 books to 50k and stuff where people have give their 1 year totals or something like that, and they've made a tiny fraction of what I've made on books, sort of thing. My business is still in profit by thousands of dollars, and I mean, I'm just happy with the general direction of things, considering I kind of hurt my business by not releasing anything for over 6 months, and with I mean, in the last year I released 4 books or something. Like, I could have done a whole lot worse, I suppose. And I was lucky I stuck with the Raid Slayer series, I guess. I think I can't remember if my last Vasari book came out before November 15th. I'd have to check that. But anyway, the Fasaria online book 3 has made $144 US, so not exactly very much, and it's probably only in about $50-$60 of profit. It sold 64 copies, but the Fasaria online series is actually wide in the wide stores, so I'm going to re-release that next year, and I've got big plans for that series. So again, that'll be another video, I guess. Raid Slayer 1 has made $5,819. It's had 835,000 page reads, and there actually have been, in the last year, been months, probably 2 or 3 months, where I wasn't advertising at all. In that 6 months period between books 3 and 4 of Raid Slayer, I kind of stopped ads, and yeah, my series basically sank. It never got to like 1 million in the store or something like that, but yeah, it didn't do particularly well. Raid Slayer 2's made over $1,258. Vasaria Online Exile has made $971. Raid Slayer 3, $738. Vasaria Online 2, $379. Raid Slayer 4, $302, which came out in early September. Raid Slayer 5, $198, which came out about 3-4 weeks ago now. So yeah, late October. So, like I said, those books aren't exactly massive bestsellers, but they've definitely done better than I thought they might, considering the space in between and how little I've been spending on ads. Since Raid Slayer 4 come out, I might have spent 180 to 100 US dollars on ads. So, well, maybe not even that. But anyway, yeah, they've done pretty well. And Raid Slayer 1, 2 and 3 have also made at least 2 or 3, maybe $400 since then as well. So the page reads have picked up, and as you can see, the read through between book 4 and 5 has been fairly good. The page reads are a bit down type stuff, so yeah, I mean, I really need to work on my AMS ads, because I'm not even often getting 1,000 impressions a day, and like 3 or 4 to 5 at the most clicks a day. So if I start spending more on ads, it'll pick up. But if I look at the last month, well, this is the last 3 months, and book 4 and 5 haven't even been out that long yet. So this is the page reads I'm looking at. Raid Slayer 1 has had 32,000. Raid Slayer 2, 26,000. Raid Slayer 3, 24,000. Raid Slayer 4, 30,000. I guess that's mainly fans and other people that have read it, that's why it's more. And book 5 has had 13,000. So there is actually quite a big drop between book 4 and 5. Again, I think it's more to do with the fact a lot of people just don't know it's out. But otherwise, the read through between the books has been pretty great. I really need to pick up my ad game. Because yeah, I mean, a lot of people maybe weren't expecting, because books 4 and 5 came out within about 5 weeks, a month of each other or something. So a lot of people probably weren't expecting them so close together. So I've failed at my job of trying to get the word out there, and I actually need to update the back matter of all the Raid Slayer books, because I think I've just got like book 2 coming soon still and stuff. So anyway, I'm happy with the read through. I know what I have to do to improve, like book 5's chances, I suppose. It's actually sold a decent amount of copies at $5 US basically, compared to book 4. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with it overall. It's not like obviously full-time income or anything sort of thing, but like I said, this is in US dollars too, by the way. Like I said, it could be a lot worse. Considering how I'm not spending much on ads and just the gap between 3 and 4 and 5 sort of thing. So next year my plan is to finish the Raid Slayer series, hopefully in the first half of next year, and it'll be great. I think, like I said, it'll be 8 books in the series. I mean, it'll probably take till the second half of next year to finish, I guess, but anyway, it's going to be a lot of words, I suppose, because the books are like over between 80 and 90,000 words now, which I'd love to actually reduce that. But anyway, it's a lot of KU money if you can get people reading the books in KU type stuff. So, and even at $4.99, and I'm probably going to up the price of book 4 to $4.99. You know, you can make a fair bit of money. I've actually had quite a few people just buy the entire series. So yeah, it's great when you get that. I've even had someone buy all my lit RPG books, which was like, I think it was like 8 or 9 books or something. So yeah, that was great. Like, just one person just buys so many of your books type stuff. I mean, I kind of wish people would buy my Lost Son books, but I'm just like resigned to the fact that they're pretty much dead, I suppose. So what are my goals for next year? I'll just keep it vague. I'm not going to go into specifics of what the goals are and what books I'm doing where, but I do have big plans, and I really hope this time I can actually do it and don't have all the health problems and all the rest of it I've had this year. So I guess my plan is to get 8 books out there, and I know I'm going to hit that target, because like I said, I've got big plans and things are already in the works. So yeah, 8 books, and this 10,000 US dollars, I'd love for that to be over 20. I'll just say 22,000. That'll do. 22,000 US dollars. I'll set my goal pretty high, and obviously I'd hope it to be much more than that type stuff. But if I can double what I've earned so far, I'll be more than happy. In the short term, my goal is to obviously make a profit on each book, but make enough profit that I can just invest into a new series or another book, editing, whatever it takes type stuff, and still have money to spare, I guess. because I've spent money on my business. I've bought vellum. I've paid obviously for lots of money for editing, covers and all the rest of it. And yeah, most of my covers, like the Raid Slayer covers, are cheap, but I think they're my best covers. So doesn't matter they're cheap. I put in the hard work of mocking stuff up myself, and to give the artist an idea of what I want, and by doing that I can get good covers for cheap basically. And obviously still you got to find a good artist. But when I release the Vesaria books, I'm going to get new covers on them, because those covers, I've never particularly liked them. I don't mind the book 3 cover, but yeah, book 1 and 2 just look a bit B grade, I guess is the best way to put it. So yeah, new covers for them. Anyway, I'll go into the details of that in a specific video once I'm ready to work on it. They're going to be coming back into KU as well, so because wide they're just making next to nothing. I probably made like, I don't know, $100 in the last year and a bit by going wide, though I haven't been spending money on promotion and all the rest of it, so in some ways it's myself to blame too. Anyway, that is my second year of self-publishing, and I'm pretty happy with it. And I'm trying not to be too hard on myself, because I know I've gone through a lot this year. So yeah, I hope next year will be better. That's about all I can say. Like I said, I'm going to try to get more videos out, because I've got so much to talk about. My next video is probably going to be going into my launch plans for a new series early next year. So you might want to stay tuned for that, because I'm going to go into some pretty in-depth stuff. I'd love for this to be my best launch yet, and it's probably the one I've put the most thought into, and I'll go into that in my next video. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. Take care.
Thanks for listening to Riley's Indie Author Journey podcast. Please subscribe and share the podcast with your author friends. Have a good author week writing and selling your books. Until next time, take care.